Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of The One with the Recapping. I am your friendly neighborhood soda, as always, joined by my good friend Ben Rayner. How are you doing, my dude?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Really
So, how
well.
do you like living in Joey and Chandler's apartment?
Really good. It's a little noisy with a chicken and a duck, but
I was about
you
to say,
know
you
how
find
it
any
goes.
surprises yet?
A few.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, on that note, we were talking about Friends season 5. So we were at the halfway point of the series. This is personally my favorite season of the series because it has my favorite story arc of the entire series. How do you feel about this season?
I love this season. Seasons 4, 5, and 6 are like the perfect trifecta of seasons for me.
Would you say it's peak Friends?
This is Peak Friends. You know what? Oh, even for in season 7? Oh, for in
Yeah.
season
Okay.
7?
So season 5 is actually considered one of the better Friends seasons from a lot of other outlets. Collider ranked it on number 2 on their list. Digital Spy put it at number 4. Marie Claire, the magazine, put it at number 1. Screen Rant, they had it at number 1 as well. So needs to say this had some very favorable episodes, because going into this, especially, we were left on the cliffhanger of last season of Ross saying, "I take the Rachel." So going into this, you were just like, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen?" Possibly the biggest cliffhanger of the series.
Yeah, I'll go with that. If not the cliffhanger at the end of, I don't know if you can call it a cliffhanger, 7, but,
That's the one with Rachel being pregnant. Yeah, that one was
yeah,
kind of obvious.
yeah. Yeah, I absolutely love this season. I love the dynamic between Monica and Chandler, and you. Well, okay. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, I love this season. I'm
Yeah,
just
me as
leaving
well.
that.
Me as well. Okay, so we're going to start it up. We're going to do things a little differently today. Normally, it's Ben that starts it off. I'm going to start off the list today. Okay, so my number 5 is the one with Ross's sandwich.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, so this is the episode after Thanksgiving. Phoebe takes a literature course and regrets bringing Rachel, who does not take the class seriously. Joey tires of covering up Monica and Chandler's secret relationship. After creating a big fuss when Ross discovers that someone at work ate his sandwich, he is forced to take time off from work to deal with his anger issues after his marriage ends. Monica and Chandler secretly beg Joey to maintain their secret after the other friends notice strange going-ons and think Joey is a pervert. Joey agrees, but only by claiming that all the odd behaviors because he and Monica slept together in London, humiliating Monica. So, what do you think of this episode?
This is a really good episode. I really don't like what I. I think it's funny why everyone gets angry at Joey, but at the same time, I kind of feel like Monica and Chandler kind of take Joey for granted a
Oh,
little bit.
they totally do, and that's why the end of the episode works so great, because Joey flips it around on them.
Right.
That's what makes it so great. And it's just the stuff that they've had to put Joey through this episode where he's like, "Hi, I'm Joey. I'm a pervert."
What's really funny is when the truth about Joey and Monica comes out at the end of the episode.
Mhm.
If you remember the episode in season 7, the one with the vows, don't forget who Monica was looking for.
That is true. That is true.
Originally. So it's funnier when thinking about it like that.
Yeah, and even better because Joey doesn't know, obviously. So,
Right.
right. Okay, so what is your number 5?
The one with the cup.
Nowhere near my list.
Okay, Phoebe finds a police badge in the coffee house, and she's not using it to get her way on things. And she gets struck with power. And when the cop finds her, there's a little romantic spark between them. A cop being played by Michael Rappaport. When he is the autistic part. But my favorite storyline in this episode isn't even about that. It's a B storyline. Was not. Ross buys a couch, and he refuses to pay for the delivery charge. So he agrees to bring the couch to the apartment, but sadly, as he tries to bring it up, it can't fit. So the whole episode is about him trying to get this fucking couch from the ground floor all the way up to his apartment.
Mhm.
And this is where the origin of that famous pivot meme comes from, as Matt alluded to a minute ago.
Yep, one of the classic jokes from this series. Ross at the top of the stairs trying to get everybody to turn, just yelling pivot the whole time, and then Chandler finally gets mad at him. Would you please?
Shut up!
That's what it was. Yeah. And then the very end of the episode, the couch breaks because Rachel accidentally drops it, and Ross tries to return the broken couch.
And he actually got his money back.
He got $4.
It's a great episode. I mean, it ends up Phoebe and I forgot his name. What's the cop's name?
Gary.
I like them as a couple. I mean, it's not as cute as Phoebe and David, but I like Gary. I thought he was a pretty solid little character, and he seemed to fit in with the game.
Yeah, for me though, I love the B storyline. I'm not a big Michael Rappaport fan.
Okay. Is that okay? All right, that's
yeah. It is just I'm just not a fan of his acting, I guess.
Okay, that's fair.
But you're right. Like him and Phoebe, they did work together. I will admit that. But it's just for me, I've never been a fan of Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess it's in the quiet taste.
Very much so, especially if you've heard the Michael Rappaport in real life. For that, go watch old episodes of Collider Movie Talk. To be honest, that's actually where I got turned off by him, was from watching him on those shows.
Really? When he got into the fighting with Snip?
No, but it was just hearing him, the way he was just talking about things. I don't know. It just not too New York for my taste.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 4 is going to be punted. It's the 100th. So what's your number 4?
The one with all the flashbacks.
That is on my honorable mention.
Okay, so this episode is fun.
Wait. The one with all the flashbacks? Do you mean the one with all the Thanksgivings?
Yeah.
The one with all the Thanksgivings, and that is a punt.
Okay.
I had to go back and look. I'm like, I don't remember one with all the called all the flashbacks.
Okay, but I don't know why I thought I read that somewhere. Okay.
A lot of episodes have a lot of alternate titles. This one's alternate title is the one with the Thanksgiving flashback, so it's understandable. Like, I think the first episode's got like 4 titles.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 3 is the one with all the resolutions.
Ooh. Good one.
So the gang make New York resolutions. Rachel promises to stop gossiping. Monica tries to take more pictures of the group and be less fastidious. Phoebe wants to pilot a commercial aircraft. Joey wants to learn the guitar. Chandler must stop making jokes. And Ross wants to try something new each day. Phoebe's attempt to teach Joey ends badly. Ross encounters a problem when he wears a new pair of leather pants on a first date. Rachel, and this is the best, Rachel receives a shock when she picks up the phone and overhears a conversation between Chandler and Monica. So in this episode, we get the second of the group of friends to find out about the tryst going on behind the scenes. And we also have Ross infamously wearing leather pants on a freaking date. And he has to go into the bathroom because he gets so overwhelmingly hot. He takes them down, but the heat shrunk the leather and he can't get them back on. So he calls Joey, and Joey's giving him all these remedies like lotion, which doesn't go well, baby powder, which ends up all over Ross's hair, which was an accident. That's his genuine reaction. That was not staged. But basically, he's in the bathroom for so long, creeping the girl out, by the way, until he finally says, okay, I'm coming out. And he comes out with his legs covered in a paste because the moisturizer and the powder gel together. And he's walking out holding his leather pants.
Oh, Ross. Oh, Ross.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then of course, it's Rachel finding out about those two and having to deal with the knowledge. And is this the one where she goes to Joey and they both realize that they know? Or is it the next episode?
And I wonder if it is this episode, but I don't remember.
Yeah, me neither. But either way, this is a start of the rest of the gang starting to find out.
No,
Great.
and you forgot to bring up something.
What did I forget?
What's this date's name?
I don't remember her name. What is it?
Hornswoggle.
Oh, Elizabeth Hornswoggle. That's this episode. That's right. That's right, because Chandler wanted to make a joke about it, but he couldn't do it.
I love the tag when using Chandler give up and just gives out the money, and he just rambles on about everything he wanted to say for the last few days.
Yeah, I'm sure it's trying to find it. Oh, they don't have the quote on IMDb. Lame. But Chandler does ask at one point, what is the boiling... When Chandler is unable to make fun of Ross, he turns to Phoebe and says, Phoebes, you may know this. You know strange things. What is the boiling point of brain? Oh, here it is. This is his last rant. I can't take it anymore. So you win, okay? Phoebes, flying a jet, better make it a spaceship so that you can get back to your home planet. And Ross, phone call you for today. Tom Jones, he wants his pants back. And Hornswoggle? What? Are you dating a character from Fraggle Rock? And scene. Okay. So you're number 3.
The one that Chandler's ripped off.
So the next episode, it's the next episode in order. I did not have it.
Oh, okay. So Chandler and Monica go out to a work function. Monica sees Chandler sucking up to his boss, and they go along with it. They play some tennis. They go to the boss's house for dinner, and all that happens. But the B storyline was really, really depressed about Emily getting remarried. So much he scares away all his friends. He spends one night out. Everybody got worried. He comes in. He hooked up with somebody.
Oh my God!
He hooked up with Shannon. Everybody is all pissed. Shelly is like, what is wrong with you? And Russ is like, he gets me. We get each other. So throughout the episode, he whines and whines until Janet breaks up with him because he's too whiny for her.
Yeah, just when he didn't think that was ever possible. Yeah.
And she's getting ready to leave. Showing comes in.
That's my favorite line of the episode. Yeah, favorite line of the episode. Oh, hi. I guess that's 2 out of 3. Joey.
Man, one of my favorite lines in this episode is, "No, you can't blame me. I am a woman, and Chandler is here in Yemen." It is a great call.
Yeah.
That season.
It's not. That's something I want to bring up. It's not often they call back stuff like that. Like obviously we were on a break, but that's really the only exception.
And
Am I right?
yeah, I think you're right. And the tag of this episode is Washington is confessing to Chandler about hooking up with Shannon. Chandler's not to laugh, and Washington, leave what I'm doing, leave what friends do. Then there are rules, friends are not supposed to exes or relatives. And when Chandler heard that, he got all serious and started being all Chandler like. And then
because he realizes he can use this now for when Ross finds out.
It is a great episode, and I love it.
Yep, it's definitely a funny one. All right, so my number 2 is the punt from earlier, the one with all the Thanksgivings. This episode completely rewrites a lot of Friends history before the show that we had been seeing up to this point. Okay, so Monica cooks Thanksgiving dinner. Afterwards, everyone shares stories of their worst every Thanksgiving. Chandler learns of his parents' divorce. Joey gets a raw turkey stuck in his head, and newly thin teenage Monica accidentally cut off the tip of Chandler's toe with a sharp knife after he called her fat the previous year. Now, what's interesting about this is in the very first episode, when Rachel runs into Central Perk, it's insinuated the only people she knows were Ross and Monica. But with this episode, it shows that they'd actually met Chandler years prior as well, because he came with Ross to Thanksgiving on their first year together at college. So that's Monica's flashbacks, or those first 2 years. So that completely rewrites everything and insinuates that actually Chandler knew them before the show.
Right. Yeah. There's one more thing I like about this episode.
What's that? Monica's sexy dance with the knife and the box of macaroni and cheese.
What? The first time he says "I love you" to Monica.
Nope, wrong episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because Monica, in order to make it up to Chandler, comes in with the turkey on her head. That's right.
And he said, "This is great. I love you." And then he said, "What did you say?" And now when he's not to take it back. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right. This is the first episode where we do get that. But I mean, Chandler was very hurt about him cutting off her cutting off his toe because he called her fat.
It's a great episode. I love it. I love, even though they make no sense whatsoever, I love Phoebe's flashbacks.
Oh yeah, that's right. Her was the Revolutionary War. She had flashbacks to her past life where she was a medic, first in the Revolutionary War, and I think the second one was the Civil War. And she gets her arm blown off while tending to soldiers. It's like, what the hell? And then, of course, that's obviously a fake arm, but...
More managers! I had more managers!
Yeah. Oh, no, not again.
Oh, you gotta love Phoebe. You gotta love Phoebe.
Oh, yeah. Phoebe is... to be honest, for a long time, she probably was my least favorite character, but watching it this time, she's probably the one that's outside of Chandler that's consistently making me laugh.
I wonder if they ever thought about Chandler and Phoebe hooking up.
No, but here's something that Matt LeBlanc did reveal, and if you think about it, it actually makes some things make sense. There was a proposed subplot that never got made where Joey and Phoebe were actually sleeping with each other on the side. That would explain a lot of their interactions.
I
but
like
it never
that.
came through. And me too. But I'm also kind of glad they didn't, because you don't want every member of the group to be,
Right.
because you've already got two main couples that came out of that. It's this third one on the nose, I guess. I don't know.
Whatever.
Okay, so that was my number 2.
Right, and I think my number 2 is going to be your number 1.
Let's hear it.
The one where everybody finds out.
The greatest episode of Friends of all time, ladies and gentlemen. This episode received 3 nominations at the 51st Primetime Emmy Awards: Best Director, Outstanding Director, Outstanding Writing in a Comedy Series, and Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. God, I love this episode. So, wrong one. What type of synopsis should I do? There it is. Ross replies for Ugly Naked Guy's apartment when he moves out, only to find there is fierce competition. While viewing the apartment with Ross and Rachel, Phoebe happens to see Monica and Chandler through the window having sex. Joey is relieved that everyone except Ross finally knows, and he no longer has to pretend. But Rachel and Phoebe want to have some fun by forcing them into confessing. Rachel suggests Ross strike up an acquaintance with Ugly Naked Guy by finding similar interests to in his apartment, causing Ross to employ an extreme method. Spoiler, he joins Ugly Naked Guy. Chandler and Monica finally confess they love each other, but want to keep it secret from Ross a while longer. But Ross soon finds out, causing another emotional outburst in front of his boss, who just cleared him to return from work.
You know my sister.
Yeah, he's in the empty apartment, and I guess Monica and Chandler forgot that Ross was going after the apartment because, again, in the middle of the living room with all the curtains wide open, they start to go at it, and that's when Ross sees it. Holy shit, get off my sister. Yes, you are 100% correct that. But the best part of the episode is when they finally get Chandler and Monica to confess, but it's how they do it. They convince Chandler that Phoebe has feelings for him, and this is the whole, they don't know that we know that they know that whole thing, which I'm not going to repeat because I'm going to get tongue-tied. But basically, it comes to a head where it's basically playing a game of chicken with sexuality. And Chandler finally caves in when Phoebe has her blouse open, exposing her bra, and she looks like she's about to go all the way. Till Chandler finally confesses, I'm in love with Monica. And then that's when everybody finds out, and it's such a great moment because I don't know how they were able to keep a straight face doing that. It's so overly ridiculous.
Which part?
The flirting. It's so intentionally awkward. Like, how do you do that with a straight face?
Yeah, that is when you know you're talented. When you know you're talented.
And I do want to give a shout out to the opening of the following episode because it's not one that made any of our lists. The episode where we're with the girl who hits Joey, but the opening tag of the episode is the immediate aftermath of this, and it's Ross running to the next building, trying to get at Chandler, and Chandler's like, "Well, it's been fun. We had a good 5-month run." Ross gets in, chases him around the table. Chandler hides behind Monica, as he would, and then that's when they confess to Ross that they love each other, and Ross's demeanor changes like that, and he's accepting with it. But him running after Chandler is pretty damn funny.
You guys didn't tell me. You were moving about how you would react.
I will say this: David Schwimmer is awesome as Ross when we get into the later episodes, when he just plays up the dorky side of Ross.
Yeah, but at the same time, that doesn't change the kind of character.
No. I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about how good David Schwimmer is.
Okay, yeah.
It's just he's so good at those incredibly dorky, dumb moments like what we just said here, where they were worried about it's those moments when he just hams it up a little bit. I love them. He's so good at it.
Well, one of my favorite David Schwimmer moments is in your number 1. It's at the very beginning when Phoebe finds out, and they have to keep Ross from looking forward. So they start celebrating as Ross.
Yeah.
That's peak. That's peak for me.
That is a GIF that is quite often used when I have something to celebrate. But yeah, this is my 100% my favorite episode of the series because of the whole the conclusion of Monica and Chandler's, the conclusion of my favorite storyline, which is Monica and Chandler sneaking around.
Yeah, it is. Wow. They nailed it.
Yes.
I don't want to say Ross and Rachel was a mistake, but I feel like the producers saw a little flaws in that relationship, and they fixed it for Monica and Chandler, if that makes sense.
It does, but I also don't think that Ross and Rachel's relationship was meant to not have flaws.
That's true. Okay. That's fair.
Okay, so what is your number one?
The 100.
Yes.
Phoebe gives birth to her brother's triplets. And while that happens, her doctor loves Fonzie. And while you're at the hospital, Rachel gets a date. Gets dates for her and Monica and two nurses. And Chandler starts to freak out about that. And this is my number one because this episode, in my eye, this is the episode where they say, this is not a thing with Chandler and Monica. This is something more. This is real. We're going to go the distance with them.
Mm-hmm.
And Phoebe's storyline is top notch, and I think she got nominated, if not won, for this episode.
Let me see. I'm not seeing anything on there.
Okay.
And you're talking for Lisa Kudrow?
Yeah.
Thing for Wikipedia. Primetime Emmy. There it is. She won in 1998.
Yeah, and then right when this came out.
Yeah, so it's possible she won for this episode then.
Yeah.
On Wikipedia they don't list what episode, but
okay. But that scene in the hospital when he has the 3 babies.
That scene, yes.
Yeah, it gets me every time.
If I'm not mistaken, you might have to correct me, but if we don't, like, obviously we learn a lot about Phoebe, but I mean, we don't necessarily see Phoebe vulnerable all that much up to this point. No. This is the moment where she asked to be alone with the triplets is probably the first truly relatable moment with Phoebe. Like, I mean, truly relatable. Like all her other circumstances, there are roundabout ways of being relatable, but it's just this because it is very it's real. It gets real.
This and I don't know if this is on your honorable mentions, and I don't know if it's on mine. Okay, well, I'm going to bring up this episode. It might be on your honorable mentions. The one who shows you back.
No, it is not.
Okay.
What?
I feel she gets vulnerable in this episode too. Because she meets her mother now for the first time. And all those emotions you see from, and you see why she won for the.
Actually, I'm going to correct you. I did find out what she won for, and it wasn't this season. It was the season prior.
Really?
She won for the episode with Ross's wedding.
That doesn't make sense. She didn't really do anything in that.
Apparently, they thought her acting for it was really good, and that's the role that was submitted. What happens is when it comes to TV shows to get nominated, the studios or producers or whatever, they don't submit their role in the series. They submit the actor's role in a specific episode. So for that, it's okay. So you already knew that, but I mean, they must have really liked her performance in that.
And correct me if I'm wrong. She was just there to be a sounding board for Rachel. She didn't do anything.
Well, no, she also called around to try to find Ross and the gang to let them know that Rachel's on her way.
Okay, but
she had the conversations with the what's her face, the housekeeper. Then she had a couple conversations with the stepmom. I mean, she did do stuff, just she wasn't there.
No, okay. Let me rephrase. She did enough, but she didn't do anything to me that no one else could have done in that role.
Mm.
If that makes sense. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I would have.
You're right. It is a weird one for her to win on. Because truthfully, I would have given it her for this one.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this episode?
It's a really great episode, and there is a reason it is on my list, obviously at number 4. Yeah, no, I really do like it because, like I said, this is where you get the realness with Phoebe that you very rarely ever get. But also, this is the beginning of Monica and Chandler's relationship. They haven't told anybody this, so the fact that Monica agrees to this date, just Chandler's reaction to it and all that stuff. All very good because this is understandable. Like you could tell he's falling for her, but obviously he doesn't know how she feels about that. She says yes to another date, but that's because nobody else knows. No, it's a good episode.
I always want to bring up a nice little trivia aspect to this. The news that she agrees to go out with is the same actor from Saved by the Bell, the college years.
Yep.
One Professor Jeremiah Lasky.
Yep, Patrick Fabian. This is the only other thing I've seen him in. I'm saying that I've seen him in.
You know watch Better Call Saul?
No. Dude, I've never even seen Breaking Bad. Why would I watch Better Call Saul?
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's my reasoning for that is I've never seen Breaking Bad, so I do plan on watching it, but I got to watch Breaking Bad first.
You have to watch Breaking Bad.
Yep, I plan on it once it starts streaming up here. Yeah, no, like I said, great episode all around. And there is one thing we didn't talk about. That's Joey's hernia.
No. Kidney stones.
Kidney stones. That's right. The hernia was another episode. Yes, Joey starts feeling what looks like sympathy pains, but then they get a CAT scan by an Indian actor who we've all pretty much have seen in a bunch of stuff. He was the principal in Glee. That's what it was. But yeah, basically it's revealed that Joey has kidney stones. So what they end up doing is they do back and forth between Phoebe in labor and Joey trying to pass his kidney stone with Ross holding his hand. And the best part is after he passes it, they put it in a little jar and they hold it up to give it to Ross and Joey, and they're both like, "Aw." Which is not a reaction you should have for a kidney stone. That's like a spiked pebble coming out of your pee hole, man. I've had it. It hurts.
Oh boy! Okay.
It's like having a. I'm not even gonna go there. Yeah, it's not fun. Funny to see friends, but it's not a fun feeling, folks.
Yeah. I didn't know the doctor when they're questioning what else it could be, and he just keeps saying, "Kidney stone."
Yeah, definitely don't recommend kidney stones.
And then when the doctor said, "No, you can pass it naturally, or we can go up to the urethra," and so he's like, "Nope, nothing's going up. What in her urethra?" Monica tells him, "Are you crazy?"
I'm so glad I passed both of mine out naturally. The only fun thing about it is when you pass it. Whew.
Okay, on that note.
Kidney stone talk. We're here every week. So what are your honorable mentions?
All right, I forgot. Let me look. The one after was this Rachel? The one with all the kissing? Might have my favorite moment in this season. Well, second favorite moment. the woman of Chandler and Monica in the bathtub. I don't know why that just gets me.
It's the constant in and out of Joey for KFC. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
The one in Vegas, great season finale. The one with Ross moves in.
Yep.
And the one with the mall.
Okay. Mine, I only had two. The one in Vegas and the one with the ball. Okay, my friend. So what do we have to look forward to next season?
The end of an era.
The what, sorry?
The end of an era.
That's right. Yep. One of the most emotional episodes that's not part of the final season. Ross doing his, in my opinion, his absolute worst thing he's ever done in the history of the show.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay.
Think to the beginning of the season.
Yeah. EPKA.
Unagi.
Unagi.
Yeah. We also get the alternate reality of the one that could have been.
We get the food of Rachel's sister.
Yep. Played by none other than Reese Witherspoon in this episode. Her only appearance, by the way.
Did you hear that they wanted her to bring? They wanted.
Yeah, she just couldn't. She couldn't do it scheduling. Yeah.
No, they bring in Christina Applegate, which one could argue even better.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh. I'm just a love machine. And I won't work for nobody but you. Yeah, baby. That's in here. You've also got Joey's short-lived, incredibly terrible TV show, Mac and Cheese. The one where Ross creates a felony. The one where the with the student.
Oh.
And of course, one of the best season finales, in my opinion, and also one of the best proposal episodes when Chandler finally proposes to Monica. And
might I add, what maybe the best Thanksgiving episode.
Yes. The one that involves one of my favorite pastimes. So yeah, this is the last truly great season. Like, while you said you could argue a case for season 7, there are some great episodes in there. This is the last of the 3-year peak of Friends when they were at their absolute best.
But I will also argue 8 through 10, not bad, just not as great.
Yeah, it's like they're all here. Season 4, 5, and 6 are like right here.
Yeah. All right. On that note, Matt, where can everyone find you?
Okay, so you can find me on my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me also on this channel, the Media Sweaties Network, doing this show with Ben every week, doing Shooting the Breeze every week, where we sit down and talk to guests and friends of ours from around this space. And on Saturday mornings, we do have our flagship show, Get Sweaty, our top 5 show every week. It's a different type of list from different corners of entertainment. This week, it's a TV one, which is hard. And then you can also find me on my other channel, Schmoes of the North, where every week we break down what the goings on of the Schmodown. Basically, we give our opinions on the matches. Normally, there's 2 episodes in a week because of the pay-per-view. This week, there's only going to be the one because we've only got the 3 matches, no pay-per-view. There's also the show I just started producing, Let's Talk About Star Wars, which is going to be a hoot when it comes back in a couple weeks. And that's where you can find me. Now, what about you, Ben?
You can find me at my Twitter at Ben_Winner. You can find me everywhere Matt said. Also, you can find me on Saturday on Matt's channel, but on Matt's Schmodown, where we go into players' careers of the Schmodown. Last week we talked about Sam Levine. This week we're doing Drew McCready, and we might have something really fun and exciting coming up. I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah,
But
I know what it is. We heard about it right before we hit record. It's pretty cool. So yeah.
Anything else, Matt?
Yeah, just so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Schmoes of the North as well. And also for our co-hosts, I'll throw in a plug in there as well on Get Sweaty. Don't forget to like and subscribe to 50 Shades of Geeks YouTube channel, as well as his Patreon, which, if everything goes off well, I think will be pretty damn cool. And also don't forget to follow, like and subscribe John Roca's channel, because our other co-host Saul hosts the Ultimate Schmoedown after show on there. So definitely go show them some love as well. So on behalf of Ben and myself, I want to wish you guys a happy evening, and we will see you next week for the one with the recapping of Friends Season 6. Don't forget, everybody, stay sweaty and smash cancer.